This is the homework video for 2/6/17, and I just want to remind you that you need to watch the homework video. You need to be listening, because if you don't hear the secret message, you are not going to get credit for the homework. 0 points out of 50. Make sure that you do the homework on your own before you watch the video, and make sure you're using a pen to change things in ink. Here we go. You're doing, in your homework packet, Unit 5, page 16, number 2. So I'm supposed to match each of these 4 situations with one of the graphs, and I'm allowed to choose graphs more than one time because there's only 3 graphs and there's 4 situations. So obviously I'm going to choose at least one more than once. And then I have to give the independent and the dependent variables and label the axes. The first one says Noah pours the same amount of milk from a bottle every morning. And so I chose B because if this is days, and as the days increase, this is 0 days, 1 day, 2 day, whatever, as the days increase, the amount of milk, which is the dependent variable, is going to decrease. And the reason that there's this line instead of just a dot is that for the time in that one day, the amount of milk stays steady, then he pours some, and then the amount of milk stays steady until the next day, and it stays steady until the next day, and so on, and so you get that step pattern. B, a plant grows the same amount every week. This is showing something decreasing, and this is showing something decreasing. So it can't be either B or C. And so the first part of the secret message is, I want you to explain on your paper, I want you to write down that B cannot be B or C because they're both decreasing. And then that's not the only secret message, so you'll need to keep listening. And then it's a plant grows the same amount every week. So if this was weeks, which is the independent variable, and this is height of the plant in centimeter or inches or whatever, then the farther the weeks go, the more the plant grows. C, the day started very warm, but then it got colder. So this one has to be a decreasing one. And I didn't think that it could be this one just because it's going down and it's holding constant for a while. And I thought it would be more like this. It kind of holds constant for a while and then it starts decreasing slowly and then more and more rapidly. That seems like something that the temperature would do over the period of hours. So the independent variable is hours and the dependent variable is temperature in degrees. And then D, the closer you are to a campfire, the warmer that it gets. The second secret message is going to be that the teacher book, and I want you to actually write this, the teacher book chose graph A for this one, but I don't agree with them. So I just want you to write that the teacher book chose graph A, but I think that it's this one right here, because if this is the distance from the campfire, then this is 0 distance from the campfire. And it says the closer you are to the campfire, the warmer it is. Well, when this is 0, you've got the highest temperature. And it stays that way until you move like another some amount of feet or whatever. And then it gets colder. And then it stays that way until you move again. And then it stays that way, stays the same temperature until you continue moving farther and farther away from the campfire. And this is dependent temperature. If we chose this one, which is the one that the teacher book chose, I don't see how that could be because this is 0 right here. So that means 0 distance from the campfire. So you're like right in front of the campfire. And then this is temperature, and temperature has to go from low to high because that's how the y-axis goes, from 0 to however high you want it to go. And how could it possibly start lower at 0 distance from the campfire and then go higher? You can have 10 extra credit points if you can explain to me why it would be this, because I don't think it is. I chose this one. Okay, that's it, and there were 2 secret messages. You needed to have them both to get full credit for your homework. Have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow.